Ever heard of a quiet dwarf? Sounds like a punchline, right? Dwarves are all about clanging forges and rowdy taverns. But Finn, he was different. Built from shadow and silence, his craft wasn't steel, but stealth. His specialty, stealing the unstable, and his latest target was the legendary Sunstone of Alf. Imagine a gem, big as a hen's egg, glowing with its own inner sunlight. It sat in the highest tower of the cloud-cleft citadel, a fortress in the sky. The security was a nightmare. The door had a magical rune that would scream if you touched it wrong. The floor was a mosaic of pressure plates. And the gem itself, it was under a crystal bell jar rigged to a clockwork mechanism that would seal the room forever at the slightest mistake. Most thieves would see locks and guards. Finn, hiding in a ventilation duct for 2 nights, saw the real problem. The air. The room was a perfectly sealed, controlled environment. The solution wasn't to be quieter, it was to become part of the system. On the 3rd night, he didn't even go near the door. He went to the citadel's ancient aqueduct, which fed a humidifier in the gem's chamber. Into the water, he poured a special, sticky syrup made of honey and tree sap. The syrup flowed through the pipes, and soon the humidifier started to choke. The air grew thick and sticky. The delicate gears of the bell jar's clockwork began to gum up until the whole mechanism ground to a halt, frozen in place. The trap was disarmed. Next, the floor. Finn rolled a dozen small, weighted wooden balls into the room. The pressure plates registered them as minor tremors, like a tiny earth shift, and stayed silent. Finally, the door's screaming rune. Finn didn't use a lockpick. He used a tuning fork and a small harp. For a week, he'd listened to the Mage Lord hum the activating note. Now he played it back perfectly. The rune glowed blue and deactivated. He slipped inside, moving like smoke. He didn't even try to lift the heavy belt. Instead, he drilled a tiny hole in the base of the pedestal, slid a flexible wire with a sticky tip underneath the gem, and gently pulled the sunstone right out from under its glass prison. He sealed the hole, leaving no trace. When the theft was discovered, the Mage Lord was furious. They looked for tunnels, for magic, for assassins, but they found nothing. The only clue was a faint, sweet smell in the humidifier, which everyone ignored. Miles away in his hidden home, Finn the dwarf lit his pipe with the light of a stolen sun. He preferred the quiet, satisfying click of a puzzle solved. Thanks for listening to this tale. If you enjoyed this kind of story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. See you in the next one.